What's up, everybody? I am attempting to do a live stream. I haven't done one of these in quite some time. So if you are live on the air with me, jump in the chat right now. Let me know if you can hear me, and we will go ahead and get started. Let me type some in the chat. What up, my guy? Big Sean. How you doing? I can't even pull this up on my TV. I want to pull it up on my TV. Oh, well. Let me see. Is everybody good? Everybody good? Shout out from the 702. I'm in the 702. What it do? You know what I'm saying? I moved out here like 3 or 4 years ago. You know? 702 making noise, right? All right, good. What's going on, everybody? We are live and direct, back for the first time. My name is Brandon Kelly, also known as the boss of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? One of the OGs in the game. I've been telling people to buy Bitcoin since, you know what I'm saying, $500, $600, $700, right? Now we sitting north of 40,000 of them things, and I think we may be headed towards another continuation of this correction. And so that's why I'm doing this video, to try to help you stay on top of the curve so you can always profit as a result. So if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, baby. You are now rocking with the best. My name is BK, also known as the Crypto Trader, and I'm the boss of these charts, as you will soon find out. Every day I grace this microphone with my voice is another day you get to profit as a result, and today is no exception. So what I do in every single video that I remember, you know what I'm saying? Some of them I just run through it and I forget to set it up, so I don't do it. But I give away some free crypto, right? This thing is pulling up this video. I don't want that one. I want this one, right? And so the last video I did was this Elon Musk crashes Bitcoin video, where I showed beyond a reasonable doubt it wasn't due to his Twitter. It was just due to the natural harmonics of the cycle that we were currently in. And I predicted this drop back in May 11th, said that we could have a 15% retracement, take us down to 48,000, which we did. But then we had a continuation over the weekend. So now we're sitting right around 40, right? But I told you in this video, I said, comment your Litecoin address. And this is going to be the #1 comment on every single video I do, probably for the next year or so. Comment your Litecoin address if you want to win some free LTC. Let's see how many people did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 people. Let's just go with Miss Holly right there in the middle. Yes, sir, LXSP, you are the winner. So do me a favor, Miss Holly, shout, if you are a guy or a girl, I'm not sure, send me your LTC wallet, and I'll send you a couple bucks on the blockchain as a token of my appreciation. It's just that easy to get paid, everybody. If you appreciate this content, I certainly appreciate you. If you haven't done it already, subscribe right now, turn the notifications on. I'm going to be coming on the air much more often, probably 5 days a week, once I get this thing all the way set up. You see, I'm doing a live stream, haven't done one of these in quite some time, so we'll get the bugs worked out and the kinks worked out. But my goal and intention is to build this as one of the top crypto trading channels in the world. And I'll tell you a secret, it already is. The world just don't know it yet. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's make it do what it do. Let's go ahead and make some money. We got a new page on Library, LBRY. This is decentralized video, unrestricted, uncensored, of the people, for the people, by the people. And oh, by the way, your boy got the #1 handle on that there thing. So go ahead, follow me, show me some love. Shout out to everybody on Library who shares and this content. I certainly do appreciate you. I'll be shouting you guys out at the end of the week. So if you want to get some love live on the air, just go ahead and share it on Library. I get a notification for everybody that does it. So let's jump in the charts right here. This is Bitcoin, BTC to the USD on a 343. The methodology that I use is a very simple harmonic number series. It's based off a 7, 11, and a 77. And if you want to know how to make some money like the boy BK, just type in how to chart like a boss into Big Brother. You will be well on your way. It's very easy. 3 simple moving averages, the white, the blue, and the gray. And the biggest one you want to watch for is really this one right here, right? We can almost turn the 7 off because the 7 is like the day traders. That's like the quick money, right? The biggest one you want to watch for, and also notice I turn the candles off too. If you're not familiar on how to do that on Tradingview, you just go into this little drop down right here, and you have two options. You can do candles and you can do line. When you click line, the candles disappear or they reappear, depending on which one you want, right? But this was actually kind of like the warning shot, and this is when I sent, right around. Actually, I sent it out on the 11th. Right, I sent it out like right here. But right around here is when the market kind of confirmed that Bitcoin was running out of steam, when that 77 went under the 231, right? Because if you go back and look, we've been net positive on that same intersection since, last October, since Bitcoin was what, like 6,000? That's crazy, right? 10 grand. Once we broke 10 grand, we were off to the races on this one intersection. Now that, we got up to 60,000, right? We went negative again. So you can see it's not all doom and gloom. There are very, very, very simple methodologies, very, very, very simple indicators that you can use to have some success in tracking the trace of Bitcoin and trading it for profit. You do not need CNBC or the pigeon squawking on the street drinking their morning Joe to come and tell you what to do in order to make money. Let me tell you a secret. If any of them puppets reading teleprompters were in business to make you money, you would already be rich. They come on 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They will be speaking forever. They just waiting for you to watch 15 minutes so they could pump you full of commercials on the next commercial break, right? I ain't got no teleprompter. This is extemporaneous, straight off the head, fresh out to the people, first time fresh, freestyling on a Fibonacci. One take Drake, baby. I do it once and it's done. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no cut takes, no cut twos. I'm just making it do what it do. I'm helping the people, right? So this is where we're at right now. Now, we're in a situation to where we need to come back to previous market consolidation. This will be this area right here. One of the things I think that is, what do they call that? That is very important to realize is that the market, this chart in itself is based upon tens of millions of transactions per day. Bitcoin is one of the widely most recognized assets, especially during this time. And every single trade is measured and recorded in this data, right? So what you want to look for when you have a steep decline, like what we just had, is you want to look for an area in the chart to where there was some type of disagreement, right? Where it basically made like a sine wave, like there were buyers and sellers all pushing the price up and down within a very, 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 very small period of time, right? And that's what we're coming back into right now, because what happens is when you have, say, this huge sell-off right here, you still got a bunch of people on this side that made all that money that are now gonna answer one or two questions. Do they buy it or do they sell it? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, especially the people with a lot of money, guess what? They're not selling right here. They're doing what's called a double down, right? This is where they move more money from other places, gold, market, real estate, you name it, cash in the basement, who knows? But they will move more money into the market to basically double down. If you're not familiar with blackjack, D-O-U-B-L-E, double down, right? This is where in blackjack, if you have a face-up number that's favorable for getting a face card on your next hand, like 11, right? 1/3 of all the cards in the deck have faces on them. Faces all have the same value in the game of blackjack. That's 10. So if I get a 3 and an 8, a 4 and a 7, I'm probably gonna double my money on the table in expectation with higher odds to get a face card and maximize my value of return, right? This is essentially the exact same situation to where we had a huge decline. Granted, that's a lot of money off the table, but I'm telling you right now, there are millions of buyers and sellers within this one little zone right here that will be looking to get back into the market, right? And that's gonna take a lot. And keep in mind, this duration right here, let me see. This was a month, right? 31 days, that's how wide that circle is. So you can almost expect to double it on the other side and say that is when Bitcoin will make a decision whether it wants to continue following this downward trend, or it could have, you know, another sell-off, bounce, do something like that, and then start to break out again, right? It's yet to be seen, right? It's not up to me. It's not up to you. More than likely, if you listen to these words coming out my mouth right now, you ain't got about 10 million liquid in the market and you can't make a dent in the price. We are beyond the days of regular people affecting the price of Bitcoin. This is a rich man's game at this point, right? Now, regular people can get rich by playing Bitcoin, especially to the up. However, we are not the market makers, right? And I'll tell you a secret. The clowns following Elon Musk's Twitter account are not the market makers either. You know, and taking his Twitter account verbatim as factual, relevant market data. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, this chart is already set. You know what I'm saying? And the venture capitalist firms that have been buying Bitcoin since Bitcoin broke $1,000, $10,000, $20,000, those are the ones that will be deciding in the future if they want it to go up or go down. Point blank, period. Until then, all we can do is read and react. I used to play college football, University of Wisconsin, number 56 defensive end. Look me up if you don't believe me. Read and react. You take one step upfield, one step to the side, and you wait. You just hold that edge and you wait. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do right now. We literally just wait to see what's going to happen. However, we are always anticipating the next move in the market. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I wanted to speak about in this channel. There's a few things that you can look at to understand where the money might be flowing next and where it might be growing next, right? This is the total market cap. Let me jump in. I should have the chat up. We got 34 viewers rocking out with me on my first live stream for 2021. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for watching, y'all. I certainly do appreciate it. Let me jump in this chat right now, make sure everything is everything. Shout out from the 702, Big Mio. Yes, I'm here. I'm in Vegas now, bro. I'm set up here. I don't really plan on leaving anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? I've been here for 3 years. So if you're in the 702, if you ever come out to Vegas, just shout me out on Twitter, Facebook, get at me, and we can meet up for a drink or even play some 1-2 hold'em. I'm pretty good at poker, so if you want to jump on the table with me, let's do it. Let's run it. You know what I'm saying? Going to 10K. Glad I caught the live stream. Give it to us straight. Let's go. Vegas is nice. Yeah, it's nice out here, man. This is like the great revival out here. There's a lot of enlightened spiritual people moving to Las Vegas, of all places. You know what I'm saying? This is the city of light. This is one of the only places in the world that can be seen from outer space. That means if they could see us, we could see them. You know, and there's a lot of amazing things happening right now. This is the total market cap, right? And so we broke this support level. Oh, by the way, I just freestyled on a Fibonacci. This is how you do it. You find major nodes of energy, right? Break out to break down. So all I did was I said, okay, that area is where all those intersection lines came together. That's where it consolidated at. Take a Fibonacci, customize Fibonacci level, bam, bam. And guess what? We capped out right there at the 3-2, and now we just broke. You see, we tried to catch it. Like, this was a quick catch. It wasn't even an attempt. It was just more like a resonant stick. And we fell below the 2-2. So more than likely, we're going to be heading down here. And so that means that the crypto market, Bitcoin specifically, could see lower days, right? We should catch somewhere north of, I would say, 1.5 trillion. Right? Because that's essentially where we took off right there. So that's where I'm looking to double down. As I told you, I'm going to let this thing consolidate and fall a little bit more. I'm just stacking my chips on the sideline right now. right? I'm stacking my bread on the sideline because the thing about these charts, right? You can almost do it like this a lot of times. You can just draw a line from here to here, right? And then you got another one. Boom, boom. And then you got another one, a slow rate, boom, boom, right? As long as we don't fall below this line right here, because that's our slow rate growth, right? And back in the day when YouTube first started, when people first started tracking Bitcoin on YouTube and Tradingview, that was one of their claims to fame. Tradingview was like the first mainstream statistical analysis company that listed Bitcoin. And so now they're like the number one. They probably make at least 20-30%, I would imagine, of their revenue from crypto traders, because everybody who trades crypto uses Tradingview, right? But as long as we don't fall below this point, right, which is a just cut and dry line in the sand, right? As long as we don't fall below 1.4 trillion on or after, let's call it Labor Day, September 1st, 2021, then this uptrend more than likely will continue. That is the 1.6. The 1.6 is basically your break-even line, right? That's why it's right there in green, right? This line right here, we could dip below it, but we don't want the market to push us under it, especially after, you know, extended periods of time, right? So I'm doing this. This is kind of like our quick rate growth cycle, right? We'll put this thing right here. Call it the breakout, right? When we break out, that's the line that we usually stay above, right? And then this one is going to be our breakdown safety net, right? If we break down, we don't want to fall below that line, right? And all I did was I just went back in time and saw that, okay, well, this was the bottom. Come on. That's the bottom of that run. That's the top of that run. So you extend it out into the future, bam, bam. And now you can see that it's starting to come together. Now, what I think is going to happen, I think we're going to probably pop and drop, right? And then this is going to be the area of the chart that we live in, probably for the better part of a month or so. We could have a pretty quick resurgence and see Bitcoin north of, say, 40, 50,000 inside a month. I don't really see that happening. I think it would be better to see Bitcoin down here, right? And this, again, this is the total market cap. This isn't explicitly Bitcoin by itself, but Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all and determines, the total market cap price based on its current market price. Because one of the limitations on Tradingview is that when you calculate the dollar cost of whatever coin you're looking at, it's usually a derivative of Bitcoin. So it doesn't matter, if Litecoin is trading at $100 or $400, that's proportional and relevant to the trading cost of Bitcoin, right? That's one of the limitations that they have. That's why they put the LTC to BTC. That way you can tell the equity exchange with regards to the comparing assets, right? This is the kind of knowledge that I help people understand in my VIP trading groups. So again, if this is your first time tuning in, just make sure you understand and recognize I am fairly qualified to be speaking financial insight, as I will refer to it. Your boy got 3 letters behind my name from the Golden Domers over there at the great University of Notre Dame. They taught me how to make a little bit of money, and this is what I'm doing. As a result of that dissertation of knowledge, I've put together VIP trading groups available to you on bossofbitcoin.com. The first one is the profit package. I just released the new list 2 days ago, right? But the week before that, I told my people that I think we're going to drop, and you really don't want to overexpose yourself to the altcoins because the altcoins normally outpace the drop of Bitcoin 2 to 3 times. Right, so a lot of people actually were able to consolidate their risk and not lose as much on this drop simply due to that knowledge. And that was distributed to both the profit package and the Boss Alert messages. The Boss Alert messages group is really for people with more than probably $2,000 or $3,000 in the market. A 10% spread basically makes the cost of admission free indefinitely, and you living on free and clear money. Here, there, out. Right? So again, all of this information is available to you on bossofbitcoin.com. Check it out if you so well please. Again, the profit package is the top 7 coins every 7 days. I would go into the successes that I've had. You know, I would much recommend anybody reaching out on Facebook or the Telegram group to actually see, like, do this group make money? Did this motherfucker have Matic picked a month ago and made 70% in the market? I tell you a secret. Yes, I did. You know what I'm saying? Matic been on the list for quite some time. Look at this. Men lie, women lie, number don't lie. May 3rd, today is May 20th, right? Bam, bam. I'm just throwing it up there. Bam, you see it at the bottom. Matic, boom, right? So if you go back to May 3rd, you know, if you were in the private package group, right? Let's check that out in real time. MATIC. May 3rd, I told my people to jump on the money train. Right? May 3rd. That's the profit package. Just showed you. Just showed you right there. Boom, boom. May 3rd. Matic. May 3rd. Matic. Right? Where May 3rd at? Bam. You can't make this stuff up, people. You know what I'm saying? Can't make it up. Can't make it up. The boy put points on the board. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people in the world talking about Matic up 230% in 16 days like a boss. That's what we do. That's what we do, right? Put on for our people. So there you go. The profit package, again, available for you on bossofbitcoin.com. I do not think that this is the end, right? I think we may fall again. I think the market shows that, you know, some of the coins are pretty weak right now, BTC included. We are net negative. Right? This thing takes a while to shake out, but I just showed you undeniably how we have buyers and sellers from our previous market engagement, right? That will be showing up on this side to determine what happens next, right? And because Bitcoin now has mainstream notoriety, I think it's inevitable that we see Bitcoin 50,000, Bitcoin 60,000, Bitcoin 100,000. It's not a matter of if, but when. You know, so I think now is one of the greatest times in the entire duration of your life to change the course of your life. Understand that I was not always talking into this microphone helping people make tens of millions of dollars over the course of 500 videos. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a waiter in a Mexican restaurant in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, working for $2 an hour, right? And that's actually when I started learning about money. That's actually when I started reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That's actually when I started to look at the process of going to graduate school. And, you know, because I wasn't happy making $2 an hour, so I said, how do I get out of this situation? You know? And that's when I started enlightening myself to some of the workings of the world that makes the understanding of our existence here much more simple and much more efficient, right? By looking at this chart and simply breaking it down into 3 simple lines and saying, okay, when one line goes above, you buy. When one line goes below, you sell. Guess what? It's very, very easy to be successful. And that's what we've been able to do on this channel, and that's what we will continue to do to help people all around the money maximize this opportunity. As Mike Maloney put it once upon a time, this is the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of humanity. Now that you know that, you need to make a decision. Will you be on the receiving side of that transition? Right? Because a lot of people won't. A lot of people missed the train already. A lot of people happy taking a 12% IRA. They don't even know inflation, goddamn, 16% in Southern California. Right? So they make 12%. They losing 4% on the spread, and then they cash it out early for a 40% loss on taxes. Crazy. Crazy. Right? Ponzi scheme. It's a paper Ponzi scheme. They want you to believe whatever number they put on that invisible piece of paper for the rest of your life. But that's one of the first things that go is that IRA, that 401k. As soon as the market dip, bam, done. Don't let that be you. Bitcoin is real equity. Blockchain is real value. It is the most, it's the greatest invention, I believe, in the history of humanity, the concept of the blockchain. And it's just an idea, right? It's just an idea. So here we go. Let's jump into the chat right now. Boom, boom, boom. Vegas got a lot of nature. Yeah, dog. The hiking out here is incredible. I like to go out to Mount Charleston. I used to live right around the corner from Red Rock, so I went up there a few times. And then they have the Moana Mountain. Let me tell you about that. Moana. How many people, M-O-A-N-A, how many people have seen Moana? The little movie with The Rock and the little Hawaiian girl, right? At the end of that movie, mountain, right? At the end of that movie, the girl turns into a mountain and like falls asleep, right? Tell me why I think this mountain is actually right here in Vegas. Moana Mountain. Let's just see what they think. No, it's like a sleeping woman mountain. I forget the name of it. No. Not that one. No. There it goes. So depending on what part you're at, and I'll probably just have to go out and take a picture of it, but it's called like Mount Mayflower. Is it the Mayflower Mountain? It's like something like that. Las Vegas. I'll have to find it. It's a mountain. Yeah. It's a mountain in Vegas that, there it goes right here. If you're like right at the right angle and the way the highways work out here, it's like Frenchman Mountain. The way the highways work out here, a lot of the freeways literally drive straight into this mountain, but on that right-hand side is what I'm talking about, to where it almost looks like a sarcophagus of a sleeping lady, like an Egyptian, like pharaoh, just sleeping in that mountain. I had a roommate the first year I moved out to Vegas. This was James, Big James. I had a roommate the first year I lived out in Vegas. He said he grew up in Vegas, and they told him that this mountain right here, Frenchman Mountain, his geology professor in the 6th grade told him that is where the San Andreas Fault starts at. So that big earthquake line that they have in California running all the way to the Pacific Ocean starts right there. I think mountains are very, very, very interesting, that we really have no idea of the energy comprised in them. I'm one that's starting to believe that mountains make clouds. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, clouds, the big clouds that form all the water, let's just look at regular water cycle, right? If it wasn't for the clouds on the mountains, you see that? Those clouds on the mountain, none of that water would happen downstream. And so you have to think about, well, what's in those mountains to make those clouds form every single time, right? Every single time. And so it's like you have to start, thinking differently about the same situation. If you look at the same situation over and over, same way, you keep running to the same fucking brick wall and you keep killing yourself. I'm like, I gotta look at the world like a 2-year-old. You know what I'm saying? I gotta reteach myself everything. And so once you do that, then you start to have a little bit of sight in the world around you. Right? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Well, I just need one eye open. I'll be all right. Right? And so here we go. Vegas is nice. Vegas is a spot. Home is logical. Feels good to see you. Vegas, a lot of nature. Optimism, absolutely. Positivity is the most powerful force known to mankind, and it always attracts itself. You see what I'm saying? Brandon is the Einstein of crypto. Creepo Rolling, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Do you feel like charting XTZ? Yes, I do. That's the point of these live streams. It's like we can do anything we want. That's the point of this whole earthly experience. We can do anything we want. So let's go ahead and chart XTZ. If you got any charts you want to see on this video, that's what we live on the air. You know what I'm saying? Shout it out in the chat. Let me know what chart you want to do. XTZ. Right? And we'll jump into it. XTZ, I think, is pretty good. And we'll chart it to Bitcoin, because one of the things I talk about, one of the things I talk about in the profit package, this first little gold box right here, I always give them a value standard, right? And this is specifically for the charts, like should you be looking at XTZ to Bitcoin or should you be looking at XTZ to dollars if you wanted to make immediate money, right? And this week I actually changed that value standard. So if you want to know which value standard you should be on, in order to maximize your immediate return in the market. Again, Boss of Bitcoin, profit package, boss alert messages, you know what I'm saying? Come on in, the doors are always open. So here we go, XTZ. And this is why I think this is gonna be one of the top channels in the world. Not too many people can do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? And if they can, they definitely ain't coming on YouTube and doing it for free, right? But I believe knowledge is power, and power should never be for purchase, right? So all this information I've been given, I'm now giving away to the people, and you can decide. If you value what I say, well then bam, come on into the communities. If you don't, you know what I'm saying, just hit that little red X, the back arrow, go click on one of them crypto clowns with the bow ties on that come on the air every day, and you know what I'm saying, be on your way. God bless you, be on your way. XTZ, here it is. One of the harmonics I use, bam, is right there. XTZ is still net negative. A lot of these coins are, some of them just crossed. I don't know if they crossed on a 343, but XTZ is close. Look at that. Look at how close it is, right up on that orange line. This is a harmonic series. It's a 7 to 77 to 231, and this orange one, y'all don't know about that yet, so we'll just hide that for now. But you know what I'm saying? I just showed you a glimpse into the future. You ain't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Bam. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So it's net negative on the long-term money, and it's just squeezed into net positive on the quick-term money. The quick-term money we got on the 77, right? The long-term is on the 343. Now, on the quick-term, you can see that XTZ is squeezing. It's not a lot of action happening right here, right? So first things first, I tell you, on the larger scheme of things, it's 3 parts to any given cycle: breakout, breakdown, flatline, right? That, for all intents and purposes, looks pretty flat. You know, going all the way back to February. Look at the variance in this thing. It's pretty amazing, right? Going back to February, this was kind of like the catch base and bottom right here. And this was the top. And we just kind of squeezed right in between those two bands, right? We went a little bit above it for a little bit. Now we came right back below, just catching right there. So it's kind of amazing. This is, and then this is kind of like this third tributary level up here, right? So I say all that to say this. This is probably a good place to look at long-term accumulation, right? Because that's the thing about this market. All of these coins, inevitably, will be going higher. It's not a matter of if, but when, right? So as a long-term accumulation play, you probably want to buy as close to the theoretical bottom as possible, right? We go out to a daily, right? And this is XTZ to Bitcoin. Let's see. And that XTZ is what, Tezos? Let's see if, let's put it on Binance, right? And it just came out. This thing just came out. I was trying to get more data. It just came out, what, 2019? Or it just got listed on Binance 2019? Just got listed on Binance 2019, right? So this is on Hit BTC. This is a daily, right? Tell you what, that's not a bad chart to buy into. Now, one thing about XTZ is you have these different levels of resistance built into this thing. That's one of them right there. And the reason I say that is because this was a breakout on that level. That's a breakout on that level. And so when you fall up under it, right, it becomes resistance a little bit, right? I tell you, you have to look for the places where the floors become the ceilings and the ceilings become the floors, right? And so right here on XTZ, that's a floor, right? Hit it, bounced out like a trampoline. That's a floor. Hit it, bounced out, right? And that same area is holding as a floor. But I think when you go into this thing and you actually just drop lines on the intersections for the different nodes, boom, boom, right? That's where we're at right now. And so the chart is struggling to break through that because you can see it took, you know, this one lasted about a month. This one lasted about 2 months, you know, so it won't do it right away. But when it does finally clear this little zone right here, let's say just move it up to that line right there. Once it clears that price and stands above it, well, guess what? Then it's clean and clear off to the races. Bam, bam, right? But now I think is a time to look at accumulating it, because it's not much buffer left before it stands on top of that line. And then you know it's going to take off and shoot up, you know, probably 20-30%, right? Let's see if we can do, and I just showed you on a long term, you know, on the 77, this thing is flat. The variance is like very, very, very small, you know, where it just popped out. It just stuck its head out, right? If you're buying it on a 343, the one thing you have, you can disregard this sell-off on the this Bitcoin downplay. You can almost disregard that in a long-term play, because you have so much buffer between the 77 and the 231. Two lines up and to the right always beat one. You see what I'm saying? But the problem is, what happens is when that 7 goes negative, then guess what? Right behind it, the 77 started to come down a little bit. But guess what? We got the 231, you know, that's going to buy up those candles. Right? So until we see this 77 go under the 231, now that's when you'll have a big sell-off. And that's actually what just happened to Bitcoin, right? See that? That 77 went under the 231. The 7 tried to fight. Bam! Right? Got kicked in its chest. And so XTZ, I think, is in a similar predicament right now, which is great. It's fine to keep buying. And that's the thing. It's like, I remember listening to the guy that always folded his fingers, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin, what's his name? Kevin O'Leary. I met him at the University of Notre Dame, told him one of the most brilliant business ideas I ever had. He said nobody would do it. I said, I'll holler at you when I sell 10,000 units. I still will do that. Make sure somebody get that word out to him. Tell him the black boy from the University of Notre Dame that was in the business school contest, you know what I'm saying? That talked to him. Still is gonna do what he said he was gonna do. It's just on the back burner right now because I gotta help the world make this crypto money. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a smart retail accessory manufacturer. I'm gonna help the world make this crypto money, and then I'm gonna go jump into that, right? Bitcoin experienced a very similar chart to where it ran out of steam, fell flat, and fell pretty big. So XTZ, I say all that to say this, it's still a pretty good buy right now, right? Bitcoin at 40,000. Guess what? It's still a pretty good buy right now. Can it go lower? Absolutely. Will it be lower than that a year from now? More than likely, probably not. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to break 20,000 and stay under 20,000 if it won't be higher than 40K, right? And so this is a pretty good pickup, right? This is a pretty good pickup. I think on the long-term money, you definitely got some support coming from the 77 and the 231, and this thing should be heading north. I think with a healthy altcoin market, you can see XTZ stand on top of it and make 30-40% inside its first breakout month, right? Here we go. What's next, guys? Any other charts? Yeah, we just tried to XTZ. What questions do we have? Do we have any questions? Do you get the video just for charting for Tradingview? Okay, so somebody asked, how do you find the trading videos that I have? Just type in chart like a boss onto Big Brother, right? Bam! There you go. And all you really need to do is watch the first 3 or 4 videos. The rest of these are just individual instances that I use this. This video right here was crazy. You know what I'm saying? This video back from 2017. 2017, your boy was in touch with some harmonic resonance from the universal dissension. You know what I'm saying? And I said, pick up some Mona, and charted it out all the way through. Guess what? Mona broke out for about 500% that week. Right? This was one of the most interesting charts I think I ever made. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. So, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the game a long time. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I help a lot of people make a lot of money and understand, you know, that not everything has to remain a mystery. It only remains a mystery when you choose to be ignorant to the true understandings of what's actually happening, right? Ignorance is a choice, right? It doesn't have to exist. If you're one of the people that believe a teleprompter reading puppet is working on the betterment of your own life, well, then you can continue to be ignorant to the fact that they're not. They're bought and paid for politicians that work for the next paycheck, right? Normally provided by the filibuster, mega PAC, super PAC, whatever the fuck they want to call it, billionaires that stuff their pockets with however much money they need to do whatever they need them to do, right? I choose to stand in my own light and accept what I will believe is true. As I mentioned, I think mountains make clouds. Can you prove that they don't? I don't think anybody can, right? So if it's all open to interpretation, let's start to interpret it a different way. You know what I'm saying? If it's all open to interpretation, let's draw up a different system. Right? Let's say, okay, well, you see that's some valleys and that's some peaks right there. So when it comes up to that peak, more than likely it's gonna go down. And when it comes down into that valley, more than likely it's gonna go up. What's so hard about that? Right? That's exactly what we do. That's our methodology. Very simple. Either or. Either it's going to do this or it does this. Very, very, very easy logic sequence. That's the binary code of existence. 0 and 1. Either it's a 0 or it's a 1, right? Let's see what other charts we got. Hey, people, I am live on the air doing this for the betterment of everybody receiving these words. So all I need you to do, again, if you appreciate this content, is to hit that thumbs up button, right? And if you haven't done it yet, if you're seeing this video after the live stream, I think that's one of the benefits for watching the live stream all the way through. As soon as this video publishes, I need you to leave your Litecoin wallet because I am giving away some free Litecoin on every single video that I do here on out, right? I think Litecoin is probably going to be one of the biggest coins of 2021. So I want to give as much of it away as possible to help as many people as possible as I can experience the rate of growth that Litecoin will be having over the foreseeable future, right? Let's see. And we live on the air. I haven't done a live stream in so long. I remember in my old apartment, it was like my internet wouldn't even let me do a live stream. It was so frustrating. But it's like I had to move, man. Had to get some new energy. Had to change my juju around. Had to start meditating and sun gazing. And now the internet working. I got a live stream. How many people on the air? 32. That's pretty cool. VeChain after Hex. Big Boss Crypto. Crypto Big Boss. All right, VeChain. Let's do VeChain, then we'll do ADA. VET. VeChain to the Bitcoin. Yeah, this one was one that it could have made a big jump here, and that's the problem, okay? So, what happens here? I tell you. 3 parts to any given cycle. Breakout, breakdown, flatline, right? What comes next? Breakout. 9 out of 10 times, that's how it happened. Maybe not 9 out of 10, maybe like, 3 out of 4, right? 3 out of 4, 2 out of 3. More often than not, that's what happens because it's like water, right? The natural inclination is to continue following in the direction for which it came. The natural inclination for water is to what? Continue flowing from the direction from which it came, down that mountain into the ocean, right? Very rarely will water stop, turn around, and run back up that mountain. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it doesn't normally happen that way, right? And so VeChain, let's do our Fibonacci levels. We'll go right there, right? Ooh, look at that. That's so pretty. That's so pretty. I didn't even know that was gonna happen. I'm doing this live on the air, right? We use this as our starting point. This as our anchor point, because it's kind of like where VeChain fell off the cliff at. I could have did this one, but I didn't like the spread of the candles. This is kind of like a consolidated chart, so I jumped in the middle of it, and bam, bam, there we go. We had our capstone right there between the 4.2 and the 4.6. And now we're falling to our next area of consolidation, which is going to be right here. Keep in mind, we've already had confirmation between the 2.2 and the 2.6 right there, right? So this is a very good chart, actually. I think VeChain should catch here north of, say, 280 Satoshis. I normally like to leave a little buffer, basically is going to be working around this green line right here. And it should catch north of 280, right? I don't think we're going to continue to fall because this is going to be, if we go something like this, that means the whole market is basically screwed. That means Bitcoin is probably down, below 25,000, right? 28,000, right? I don't think that's going to happen, right? I think a lot of the coins, especially specifically the altcoins, are going to start to catch at their closest harmonic level. This is VeChain's right here, right around 280, and they're going to continue to want to go back higher. And then once VeChain does hit this threshold right now, whoop, once it does hit that threshold right there, that's going to be a double top, which is one of the most bullish indicators of Bitcoin on the blockchain. And that's when you stretch this thing out right here. And look at that. The harmonics still stick. Like, you see that the capstone I had before now becomes the 3-2, right? But this is where VeChain will want to go once it breaks out. It's going to want to get up there, right? And that's right around 600 Satoshis, right? So you could buy it below. I would say wait until it dips because it's going to probably be another sell-off in the market, right? I don't think we're done yet. It's probably going to be another sell-off, and then you'll see VeChain fall, I'll say below 300. Buy it below 3, sell it above 6 on the sell-off candle, like a boss. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful chart. This is a very, very good chart to grow with. I think, again, looking at the long-term chart, this is probably one of the best points. VeChain to the Bitcoin. Yeah, it's already standing on top of the chart too. That's crazy. So this thing is just waiting, and it's so cheap right now too. You can see VeChain like 10x on a healthy market. When you have that many zeros on the right-hand side, usually one of those zeros want to disappear. One or two of them zeros might disappear, on the next year, right? And so because it's a cheaper utility token, I think that could be very tempting, for long-term accumulating investors, right? But this is a good chart. This is a good chart to buy into for the remainder of 2021, I think. At least until it gets probably north of 650, and then it'll come down to probably 500, and then it'll start to decide what it wants to do from there, right? VeChain's good. What else? ADA. We'll do ADA, and then we'll do one more. Comment it in the live stream, the next chart. I'll do ADA, and then we'll do one more after that. How come? There you go. With a lot of these charts, I think the first thing you want to do is to zoom out to the daily, just to get like this long range view. In business, they call this the 50,000 foot view. You want to see the whole playing field to understand what part of the playing field you're on right now. Right now, we're on, say, this part, but in order to understand that part, you really need to look at the whole field, right? And this is a very easy chart. This has kind of been our catch basin down here, the point of origin. If we were going to do a Fibonacci, I think it would be this one, right? Look how nicely that just fills out all of that information. Now the bottom is down there, the top is right there, and we're running hot right now at the 4.2 to 4.6 on a daily, right? So what does that tell me? That tells me that this thing is either going to do one or two things. It's going to want to consolidate in between those bands right there, which it looks like it did pretty well. Look at how it just went down to that 3.2, sold under it, bought right back up. And that's what I tell you, like a lot of times you can make these plays on these charts to where I just told you on VeChain, buy it under the 3.2 and let the market slingshot you back up, right? A lot of these times you could just place like limit buys at below certain prices, knowing that if it hits it, it's going to be such an over exaggeration that more than likely the market is going to buy it back up. So now we're trying to consolidate between say 50,000 and 48. We do have some pretty good upward momentum coming. I would probably hold off on buying this one, to be honest. ADA is a great coin, but again, I think there will probably be another downward push on Bitcoin. And given that this thing had a very, very, very big spread on that last sell-off, 30, 40%, that's a lot. I would say wait, because if we do fall, it'll probably fall right there. So that's probably where you want to look at buying it at 3,800. I don't think this down sell is over yet, right? And the altcoins are generally hit a lot harder than than Bitcoin, right? And ADA's up what, top 10, top 20 coin. So you can expect to see this thing come down in the probable event that Bitcoin is sold down to say 32,000. Buy it under 3,600. Right? So you could put a limit buy under 3,600 and bam, just like that, you saved 20% on the buy, right? And this is what Warren Buffett talks about when he gives his trading advice. He's like, you don't make your money on the sell, you make your money on the buy. Basically, you buy something that has a lot of value at the cheapest price possible, right? And so right now on ADA, we have this downward wedge right here, which means this price, that's going to be your buying zone. And the lower you can get in that green triangle, the better, right? Yeah, so put a limit by like right under 3,700, I would say at least 30-40% chance that's going to fill. Now, if I'm wrong and like the whole market just takes off, well, then you missed one trade, right? You missed ADA. But guess what? We got 4,000 other options out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you miss one trade, say, okay, you didn't buy ADA, and then it does something like that, right? More than likely, it's not going to do that against the whole market. Like, you very rarely see one coin just stand out and break out when 90% of the coins are down 30% on a week. That doesn't happen, right? But if you miss it, then you look at other coins. Look at Ethereum. Look at Litecoin. Look at Tezos. Look at look at Zen. Look at Horizon. Look at it doesn't matter. Look at Dash, right? But that's what I talk about in the profit package. I literally do a whole week-long distillation process to try to pick out and pinpoint the best opportunities in the market to make money. And just like I showed you on that last list, I had Matic picked out as early as May 3rd, right? So you can kind of see, like, we sometimes we play against the odds. We gamble a little bit, but it's not really gambling when you have an advantage to win. You see what I'm saying? And we let the math and the metrics of the market infer our advantage. I have no personal stake or interest in any of these coins. I don't want y'all to think, oh, Brandon don't like ADA. Brandon don't like Ripple. Well, I understand Ripple. I'm not vouching for it. It's some coins I cheer for more than others, but other than just looking at the chart and saying, okay, is the 77 above the 343? Yes, it is. Is the 7 above the 77? No, it's not. So it's like, now we have this little buffer that it's going to be trading in. And it's going to have to make a decision. Either it goes up or it goes down. I'm betting that it goes down temporarily before it comes back up, right? And so if that happens, then this right here is your opportunity to buy. Come on. How come it's not giving me my circle? That's your buying opportunity, right? And I think we said that was like right around 3,600, 3,700, right? Buy it on that little slingshot dip and then let the market pay you for having the wherewithal to value an asset that the market temporarily did not value, right? Plus, I think we have a situation in the market where we look at coin market cap, right? We have a situation in the market to where Bitcoin is losing dominance. So that means more water is flowing into the altcoins. Now, as long as it doesn't flow out of the crypto market altogether, back into other traditional investing assets, then we should be fine, right? And again, you can almost do the same thing with these charts here, to where even on coin market cap, you just draw different areas of consolidation, right? And we're consolidating pretty nicely into this bottom. Let's do this right here. This is like the same thing I do on Bitcoin's chart. You look at that little area and say, okay, what's that right around 1.5 trillion? Well, guess what? We should hold on this side right around 1.5 trillion. And after that, keep going up and to the right. You see? That's it. Slingshot. Buy it low, sell it high. One more chart. Hey, yeah. All right. Logical Fields wants to see OK Cash. No, the question is, did you say 7 and 7, 77, 341? I said a 7, a 77, and a 231 right here. 7, 77, 231. 231 is like the whales, the institutions. And again, all of this I talk about specifically in this Boss Method Explained. I'm going to probably do another cleaner version of this over the summer. But for now, you can just look at this first video right here. It was in my early days. Boy barely even had some fuzz on his head. You know what I'm saying? I was in a hotel in Stamford, Connecticut. With horrible internet. And Lord willing, I was able to record for 1 hour and 7 minutes. And, you know, this turned out to be one of the biggest videos. We got like 28,000 views on it, right? And it helped a lot of people. So this was the original methodology for this method. Since then, I cleaned it up a little bit. But if you watch this video, Boss Method Explained, #1 video, how to chart like a boss, then you'll see how to set this thing up, right? And then we'll jump into OK Cash. OKC to the BTC. Last call, everybody. If you haven't done it, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. You can see I'm trying to make this some quality content. How to chart like a boss. Oh boy, this thing had a huge sell-off. What happened to OK Cash? It don't look so good. 343. So again, I go through the same, I tell you, I go through the same distillation process on every chart I look at. Jesus Christ. Somebody liked OK Cash a lot back in the day. A whole lot. They still waiting to make that money back. I don't know if it's coming. Somebody, goodness gracious. That was probably like a government or a fiduciary that like bought this thing up here, you know? Somebody with a lot of money bought a lot of it all at once. But then it's like they never sell it. They'll have it for like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I do like about this chart now that I just look at it like this, like look at that bell curve, you know? Like this is what in statistics, this is called what we call a standard normal distribution, right? And this is how, theoretically, this is how every data set should look. So it's ironic that you picked a chart that perfectly describes what I understand as natural mathematics. It's called a standard normal distribution, right? And that's just basically like, that's how events happen, to where, you know, on any given probability of any given event happen, it goes up and then it comes back down. Starts at 0, goes to 1, and comes back to 0, right? And you could actually do this with dice, right? When you throw dice, it's not as random as what you might think, right? It's like the sum of the dice, you know, add up to that same type of bell curve, that same standard normal distribution. Even if you throw 1 dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the probability of it all hitting, you know, or 4 dice, right? This guy did 820 dice rolls, right? And it all comes pretty similar to the standard normal distribution. I say all that to say this. OK Cash looks like it's completing its standard normal distribution cycle, right? To where it broke out, went exceptionally high for a little bit, and now it's coming on. In statistics, we call this the dovetail, where it just goes to sleep, get real quiet, right? And right now, it's at 100 Satoshis. In its prime, throw some candles on that thing. You know, in its prime, it was north of, say, 5,000 Satoshis. So I think the rate of return absolutely incentivizes investment. The problem may be behind the scenes. And a lot of times you'll find when charts are broken like this, it's not anything that they did wrong. It's really more of the venture capitalists and the big money behind the scenes have chosen not to support it any longer. And it could be something as simple as like having a CEO that didn't want to sell all of his equity in a certain network. What's his name? Charlie Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like if in order for you to get picked up by Agenda 21 in the United Nations, sometimes you gotta sell it all. I believe that's what they call a sellout. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I say all that to say this. It's a pretty big risk. I wouldn't bother with this coin. You know, it's an economy coin. It needs circulation. You need users. You need governments behind it. And this just could be. And where's OK Cash founded at? OK Cash. Isn't it a China coin? Right? What country are they in? It could be that the country that these guys are in just chose to go with a different player, right? They got some pretty big partnerships, which I think they've probably had for quite some time. It's just difficult to get in on these coins that they haven't shown really any strong rate of growth, right? It's trying to find a bottom, right? I'm trying to give it some hope. Like it's trying to find a bottom here. But just as and this is the problem I had with Ethereum Classic, like back in 2017. Like it would pop, drop, lock, and then drop again. And after it do that about 3 or 4 times, then you're like, well, fuck it. I should have just held on to Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes it's like it's not worth it for the risk, you know? Now, if you have, say you have, you know, $100,000 in the market, then is it worth it to spend maybe 0.5%, 1% on OK Cash on a long shot on the dark horse? Well, yeah, sure. But most people don't have that money. They need coins that are going to make money right now. And so that's what I, recommend doing in my VIP trading groups is I want you to put your money on the cards that are hot right now. If you were in a casino right here in Las Vegas, you know what I'm saying, and you walk by a blackjack table and you looked at the table and you just kept seeing the dealer take everybody's money. Then no matter what 2 cards came out, dealer was running hot 21, 20, 21, 20, and just clearing that table. Would you go play at that table thinking that you go break the trend? Sometimes we don't need to, right? Sometimes we just let the trend, we play the trend on our side, you know? Now, granted, OK Cash could turn around, break out, and move up another 1,000%. But until it clears, let's say this psychological, okay, let's just do this. Let's work backwards, right? I'll show you how to work backwards on this thing. 343. First of all, you have to find the bottom. This is just a sloppy chart. It's not very good. There it goes right there, right? So this is our breakdown, right? That's our original breakdown cycle. This is our floor, right? So as long as this floor holds, which it should, then this becomes our breakdown, right? Now we have to get that. Now we have to figure out how do we get this floor from this data. I think that's going to come like right up in here. there. I would say buy it above this line. Buy it above 150. This is the lowest you should want to buy it, 145. And that's on a candle. And see, I'm saying I would probably say wait until like it gets north of say 160 Satoshis. Because then it's cleared all this garbage down here, right? This is net negative. This is just like the sunken place. You really don't even want to fuck with the chart in the sunken place, right? You want it to be net positive, making money, more money per IOTA unit time, right? And I think on this chart, that's probably going to come somewhere between 160 and 180. That's probably when you have the greatest spread on your money, the greatest reward for your yield per IOTA unit time, right? And then once it gets back above 200, that's when it should be zero, right? That's when basically that was the floor on this side of the chart, right? You see how it hit this line twice? Once right here and once right here. And it did what? Bam, bam. Acted like a big trampoline. Bam, bam. Right? So let's just say this. Look to buy it when it gets above 200. Because that's when it'll have the inertia and the momentum to take off again. Right now you can buy it at 103 and hope that it gets to 200. But you don't know how long that's gonna take. Right? And this is one of the things I talked about in my group. Time is money. Right? And why on earth would you ever hope when we can act? You know? So OKC could take 6 months to get to 200. But you spent 6 months waiting to get 100%. I just showed you how you can make 180% on one trade in a month. Right? Time is money in this game. Right? And if a chart is broken beyond belief, then a lot of times you really don't want to mess with it when it's in that sunken place trying to figure it out. Right? You just want, it's like watching Michael Jordan play, right? How many people saw Michael Jordan shooting free throws after he got cut his freshman year in high school? Nobody. His dad. One person. Whole world. But the whole world paid Mike when he could make a free throw after being the number 2 draft pick, you know? And the rest is history. Sometimes you just wait for it to prove itself in the market. If the market doesn't value it, chances are you should not value it either. And that's the cleanest thing that we let happen. Now, granted, it's trying to dovetail. It's trying to stop and limit its losses. But it's no damn guarantee from your initial investment that you're going to be the one to make a difference for it to do that. That is determined outside the scenes. That's beyond your control. So wait until it at least clears that one. And now you got a little bit better trajectory to continue moving higher, faster, right? That's a good chart. That's a good chart to look at. Thank you for recommending that. That was a good one. I think hopefully you guys learned a little bit. You can see a lot of this game is psychology. A little bit of it is insight and, you know, some wherewithal. But at the end of the day, you know, the only thing that exists in the world are these lines and intersections on this chart. Elon Musk's Twitter account don't have jack shit to do with this chart right here, right? I didn't check Twitter. I didn't check Reddit. I didn't check Steemit. I didn't check Instagram. I ain't checked no news site. I just showed you in the charts what's more than likely going to happen at what specific price. That is all you need, and that is how you chart like a boss. So, one more time for the people in the back. If you appreciate this content, we are 69 minutes in this thing. I'm about to get up out of here. If you appreciate this content, I appreciate you. Jump on over to Boss of Bitcoin. I'm helping people make money all over the world, and I want you to be included. Make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on. Thank you for everybody that listened to 69 minutes of this man speak on this microphone in a room by himself. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to the dog. But hopefully this light found you. I do believe this is one of the most interesting times to be alive. We're literally watching the birth of a new paradigm, right? Through digital engagement, through, the birth of the blockchain. Like, this is happening right now, right? And I'm going to dedicate my life to helping as many people as possible fulfill their manifested yield through this new protocol and this new capability, using the simple teachings of the universe. So if that interests you, by all means, come and join me. You know what I'm saying? This is a lifelong commitment. This ain't no fly by night. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be here for a while. Right? I woke up early. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have to put up with me for at least 5-6 more decades. And I better, can't wait to see what's gonna happen come then. So there you go, everybody. Thank you for watching. That being said, it's that time of the day signing out. Boss. Boy BK, no matter where you stay, Brazil to Bay, California, all the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Hit that thumbs up button for a player one time. Do that for me if you appreciate mine. Till we meet again. And make sure you leave your Litecoin wallet address in the comments. I'm going to pick somebody live on the air as soon as I come back tomorrow. Till we meet again. Stay cryptic, y'all. Peace. Oh, wait. Let's do this real quick. All the people in the chat, shout your city, your country out. How many people we got? 27? That's probably about to drop. Shout your city, your country out real quick. I want to give y'all some love. Let me jump in here, see how I can add on this. Oh, it's quick. It used to take a long time. This thing is quick now. What do we want? Browser, live chat. Yeah, back in the day, I used to have to wait 10 minutes. I'm gonna have to make this thing clean. Crop. There we go. Just wanted to put it on so you guys can see. Who do we got? Let's get back to the good old days. They call me Ken. Houston, Texas, what's going on? Sunhill in Toronto, Indiana in the building. You know what I'm saying? I put some time in South Bend, Indianapolis, Fort Wayne. What's good, Indiana? Huntsville, Logical Fields, Boss Walking. On the West Coast in Cali, about to hit Vegas in a few weeks. Hit me up. I'm here. They said money don't stop moving in Las Vegas. All I need to make is a percent of it forever. That's what I plan on doing. St. Pete, Florida, what's going on? Key Largo, Fairbanks, good to see you. Belgium is in the building. And keep delivering that great content. That's what I'm going to do, man. That's why I'm here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Until we meet again, stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.
Like a boss.
Huh.
Huh.